Hi everyone, this is Ghulam Jamal from TN Visa Expert, and today we're going to talk about the TN Visa process. The TN Visa is a temporary work status for up to 3 years with unlimited renewals. It allows Canadians to work in the US and Mexico. It allows Americans to work in Canada and Mexico, as well as it allows Mexicans to work in Canada and the US. It's one of the quickest visas to start working. And once you've found a job, there's 4 key steps to the TN Visa process. The first one is to ensure that you meet the TN Visa requirements. The second is to create your TN Visa application. The third is to apply for the TN Visa. And finally, to be prepared for the informal border interview. So let's talk a little bit about each one of those steps. So what are the requirements? There's 5 key requirements that you must meet. The first is that you're a Canadian, Mexican, or American citizen. The next is that you have a job offer from a US, Canadian, or Mexican employer, depending on which country you want to work in. The next is that you qualify for the NAFTA occupation, as well as that the job qualifies under NAFTA. And finally, your intention to stay is temporary. Once you've determined that you meet the TN Visa requirements, the next step is to create your TN Visa application. The TN Visa application doesn't consist of any government forms. It's a free form application. It consists of the TN Visa application letter and the corresponding supporting documents you'll need under that NAFTA occupation, which we explain in more detail in the TN Visa Expert Kit. And if you do it correctly, that is, create your application correctly, the immigration officer can quickly determine how you qualify for NAFTA and approve you for your TN Visa. The next step is to apply for the TN Visa. The initial TN Visa is done at the border, in person, and upon entry into the country, which is when you submit your TN request. It's also when you pay your TN fees. The TN Visa renewal can be done either at the border or via mail. Finally, the informal border interview will take place. Many people don't know about this and are consequently not prepared. The TN Visa Expert Kit has a whole chapter dedicated to helping you with this. So when you submit your application, the immigration officer is going to ask you to wait while he goes and verifies your application. When he returns, he's going to start asking you some questions. This is the informal border interview. How you respond, how you behave, all is going to take into consideration for whether you're approved. So be prepared. Also, depending on how well your application was prepared, will play a role in how long the interview is. It could be as little as 5 minutes, or it could be much longer. So if this all seems overwhelming to you, don't worry. The TN Visa application kit will help you. It will explain the process in detail. It will give you step-by-step instructions on how to create your application. As well, it will give you the information needed to be prepared for the border interview. And all this will help you successfully obtain your TN Visa.